I'm Tiffany,
I'm Jeremy.
and welcome to Marywood Reviews. Tonight we're going to review the movie The Irishman on Netflix. Word.
I think
Why do you think?
this is our third time trying.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Is it our third?
Mm-hmm.
That's because we have a screaming kid upstairs because we've put her down and she wants to come and be in the review with us. So this is her way. Screaming, Mommy, Mommy. So anyways, she's okay. As y'all go on, you're going to hear her. But she's just going night-night. Okay, which it's late. It's 8:30. She should be asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so The Irishman. Okay. One thing that I was very excited about is because people said, I'm not wasting 3.5 hours on a movie until we see you review it. So people are waiting on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think people already assume how you're going to review it and assume how I'm going to review it. You think?
Yes.
You think that?
It's pretty
What do
easy.
you think people are going to say you think about it?
It's a mafia movie, so of course I enjoy it.
So people think that you're going to enjoy it?
Yes.
Do you think people assume that I'm not going to enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's long and it's about mafia.
Okay, so for anybody who's watched our reviews before, you will know that I don't do a lot of movies, and I like to start them to help me go to sleep. So they
fall asleep all the time. Every movie.
Not every.
Damn near every movie.
Damn near.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, you want to start or me?
Sure. The Irishman stars a lot of my favorite actors of all time. Robert De Niro will be my favorite actor ever, and one of my favorite directors of all time, Martin Scorsese. So basically, they have not done anything together in a long time. They've done a plethora of movies together over the years in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and some of my favorite films of all time. Goodfellas, go check it out. Casino, Taxi Driver is amazing. All kinds of good films there. So I was already excited. This movie has been in what they call developmental hell, and that is the actual term. It has been going on for 12 years now.
That's what I
Robert
heard.
De Niro wanted to do this 12 years ago. He got with Martin Scorsese and was like, this is what we need to do. 12 years later, here we go. Netflix paid $200+ million for this film, and that's why it didn't go to the box office. They put it right there, instant.
I want to know how
watching.
Netflix gets all.
Because everybody and their mama has Netflix.
But people have passwords.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, the 200 people that have the one password that we know. Like, I just don't understand how.
I get it, but they're doing something right in life.
Mm-hmm.
So, loved it when it comes to mafia movies, and this is a true story. So, for those of you that know about Jimmy Hoffa was dead before either one of us were born.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard a lot of rumors about Jimmy Hoffa. I've seen the movie Hoffa in 1992 with Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito. So I was very familiar with this story. So, however, 2003, The Irishman, came out and told his version of what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. And that is what this movie is. Mm-hmm. So if you know that story, then you already know how this movie goes because it's well documented. I just stayed away from it because I didn't want to be spoilers for the movie. Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
What would you like for me to talk about?
Talk about what you like.
Okay, so what I liked the acting. I thought it was really good. I think they're all remarkable actors and actresses. I've always been a Joe Pesci fan. I like him.
Joe Pesci's been retired for 10 years. Yeah. This is the film he came out of retirement to do.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought everyone was really great. Mm-hmm. However, if you know me, I think I said this in a different take that we didn't do where I talked about the mafia movies.
Maybe.
I am not a fan of mafia because I just don't quite understand it. Okay? Please don't make those.
No, I'm just listening. I'm
here's
curious
the thing.
What you're going to say.
Here's
next.
the thing. So, it's okay, people. It's okay. You know, the guys really like because all the guns and you don't mess with me and with all this and I'm big. But anyway, there's no thrill. There's no love. Like, it's all fake love. Because they will, if something happens, they'll turn around and kill you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, there's a little bit of sadness that if you kind of think about it in some ways, there's some sadness. But otherwise, it's just Meh.
Yeah.
But I don't feel meh about the movie overall.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, like mafia movies in general, I'm like, I could have done without it.
So if you're a fan of true crime and mafia things,
I like
Sopranos, Goodfellas, like I talked about, then you're going to enjoy this movie, no matter what. You've seen one, you liked one, you got to like them all.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
the
true.
most part.
That's
so
true.
I'm a big fan, always have been, always will be. So of course I knew instantly. One thing I was afraid of was I was going to have too high of expectations going into it, just like with the Joker, because these are things that I knew that I would love. So I was like, okay, Jeremy, make sure to bring it down and not have such a huge following for it. So we did start on a Saturday night, like I said, and she made it an hour and 46 minutes, so I was proud of her for that.
And we got interrupted by kids.
Multiple times. Both nights. The next night we finished the other hour and 50 minutes or whatever it was.
I think I stayed up till like 10 on Saturday night.
Okay. And it was over, and we watched it, and like I said, it's a true story, which I like. It's got phenomenal actors, phenomenal director. It's about the mafia. You really can't go wrong.
I'm gonna talk on a female side, okay? Like,
please do.
If you do not like long movies, this will be a little difficult. However, I really made sure to try to pay attention. Like the first night, I didn't have my phone out. I really didn't have any computer. Like I was really just listening, and I would kind of like talk to him like, this is what I see happening, because they talk low during the movie, so sometimes it's kind of hard to kind of catch on what's going on. But I made sure I was kind of, and I even updated him on some things when he like exited the room, or I made connections. He was like, oh, that's good right there. So I really kept up with the movie well, and I do think overall I'm glad that I watched the movie. I thought that it was good. I don't feel like I wasted 3.5 hours of my life.
No.
They're just not for me, but I'm glad I watched it. I think that if you want to spend time with your loved one and they really like it, like Jeremy really likes those movies, then it's well worth it. So
yeah, I would agree with that. And I was pleasantly surprised that you watched it and you wanted to watch it, so that was great.
I'm good wife.
I loved it.
Right?
Was weird, great wife.
Right?
So it was very interesting watching, because it took over like a 30-year period or something, and you're watching like Robert De Niro and Pesci in their 30s, and then later and later, like I don't want to spoil anything, but just that's the whole span of the movie. So the way they can age them and do all that, it's just crazy. You gotta check it out. I was very glad to see De Niro back in a bad tough guy role, because he's been doing silly grandpa movies and things like this, and now he's back to doing what he does best. So that was it. So I think we're ready to do a little final review and thoughts. So I want to let you go first there. How about out of 5 tough guy Robert De Niro's, how many tough guy Robert De Niro's do you give the movie The Irishman?
Do I get to do point? Like, do I get
You
to
do halves?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna bump it up a little bit since we last talked. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
3.5 what?
Oh, tough guy Robert De Niro.
Very good.
There we go. 3.5.
3.5 tough guy Robert De Niro.
Yeah, it was good.
So
it was good.
I'm sure our rating scale, the highest you can get is a 5, the lowest you can get is a 1 to me. So I'm sure it goes 0, but I don't think anything deserves a 0.
Oh, I do.
So maybe a 0.5.
What was that Rock movie?
Anyway, should be no surprise to anybody on this, but I'm going to give this 5 tough guy Robert De Niro's out of 5. The Irishman. Go see it. It's on Netflix.
Harper did
You
not
already
like the
own the
review.
Netflix, so just watch. And if you don't, I mean, you have somebody's password. So go ahead. The Irishman on Netflix. Go check it out. And that's my review.
All right.
So
till next time.
this has been Jeremy.
And this is Tiffany.
Go watch The Irishman.